Give me a second. Alright, let's begin. So welcome guys to another edition of Gaming Topics. So here I wanted to talk about what a lot of gamers have been saying, especially a lot of old school gamers have pretty much saying that games are pretty much the same nowadays. They don't make games like they used to. There used to be a lot of creativity. Everybody trying something different. And as a reviewer and somebody who's played a lot of video games, way too many to count at this point in my life, yeah, it's easy for me to feel this way. I mean, just look at what's going on right now. The next big thing right now are battle royales. Battle royales are all over the place. I mean, you got PUBG, you got Fortnite, you got freaking Call of Duty with a mode. I think Battlefield too also. Battlefield, the new Battlefield that's coming out. So everything is copying that trend now. And even for indie games follow a certain trend too. At one point, everything was trying to be another Minecraft and No Man's Sky, if you will. You know, you have Planet Nomads, Empyrean, just to name a few games that followed that trend. Now, here's what I disagree with a lot of this criticism. I think you're flat out wrong to say that games always were creative and every game back in the day were detailed. Sure, I give it to you, in the early days when there really wasn't a set standard, sure, like back in the Atari days, yeah, of course. But if I had to be brutally honest with you, it's just not like that anymore. Every year, there's always been a new game that comes out. I mean, if you look at the 80s, look at the 90s, anytime a flagship game comes out, there's clones to follow it. I mean, in the 90s, remember when you had Doom, Wolfenstein come out, and then therefore the clones came out. You had your Wolfenstein clones, you had your Doom clones. Back in the PS2 days, GTA 3 was one of the biggest games of all time, and its sequels. So everybody was on that GTA train. I mean, you had games like Mercenaries, and just a ton of other games that really just fell under that umbrella of being a GTA clone. And honestly, if you look at the PS2, there was a huge JRPG trend. Once, you know, Final Fantasy was coming out for the PS1 and, you know, also for the PS2, a lot of games just wanted to copy that formula. We have a ton of JRPGs. I mean, I can just say them right now, but instead I'm just going to show them like this. There was a ton that came out on the time just to catch on that Final Fantasy hype. That's when JRPGs were just huge, and there was a huge flood of them. Now you don't see them anymore because the market just got overflooded and things move on, the market changes. Same with adventure games. A lot of people like to say, oh, back in the day we used to have adventure games. Well, that's all well and good, but you guys had adventure games for everything. I mean, King's Quest, Space Quest, Phantasmagoria, Gabriel Knight. I mean, a lot were produced by Sierra, no doubt. They freaking flooded the market. You also had your LucasArts titles like your Grim Fandangos, and also your freaking Curse of the Monkey Island. So you just had way too many adventure games at the time. Oh, Myst, I didn't even mention that. You just had a lot, and they all came at the same time, and once again, the market got overflooded, the market moves on, and it likes something else. So honestly, gaming following a trend is nothing new. This has always been around since the beginning of gaming. Well, yeah, a little bit after Atari gaming. But it's been around for a while, and it's not something that's going to be going away anytime soon. And that's all I wanted to say for gaming topics. Number 2, just didn't want to take up too much time. Leave your comments below, seeing anything you guys want me to talk about, ask some questions, and then I'll probably answer them on our next video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and this is Powerhouse, signing off.